In this week's devlog, I'll go through some of the setup and plans being made to create this project. But before I get into that, I have a little bit of housekeeping that needs sorting. The first thing to clear up is some terminology I'll be using throughout these devlogs. First, the term proprietary eponym. This term means a brand or company whose name has become synonymous with their product. This is when you use the name of a brand to mean the product, even if it's made by someone else. A few well-known examples are rollerblades, Q-tips, Vaseline, jacuzzi, and more important to this project, skidoo. I'm going to be bouncing around between several terms that I will be using as synonyms as I create this project in Devlog. The terms I will be using interchangeably are the Canadian term snow machine, the American term snowmobile, the nickname sled, and the proprietary eponym skidoo. So if you hear me say any of these terms, I'm always referencing the same thing. Now, on to the development work. The first thing I did was to install Epic's Chaos Vehicle Demo project. Within this project, I can explore how they built their vehicle system and see how much of it can be repurposed for my project. In their project, there are two vehicle setups I looked at, a sports car and an off-road buggy. Both use the same system with varying settings to make the vehicles feel different. Unfortunately, neither feels like a snow machine. This means I'll need to make my own variation of this system in order to proceed. That means looking at what can be done with this system in order to be able to structure it a little bit different. The way a skidoo works is that a tread in the rear provides the power and the skis in the front steer the vehicle. I need something that can mimic this setup in order to make my sleds feel correct. There are a few different setups a vehicle can have, and here are the wheeled variations I can work from. First, the pretty simple four-wheeled vehicle. This is useful for making cars, trucks, vans, and anything else with four wheels, two in the front and two in the rear. Now, this setup also has some variation. You can have front-wheel drive, where the front wheels are powered and pull the vehicle along. Rear-wheel drive, the rear wheels are powered, and this pushes the vehicle along. Then there is all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, where all four wheels are powered, making the vehicle feel a lot more stable. For my project, none of these setups are going to be useful, as they are just too different from the drivetrain setup of a snow machine. Next, we have two-wheeled vehicles. This includes bicycles and motorcycles. In this setup, the rear wheel is powered, and the vehicle stays upright from balance. Here, when you turn at low speeds, the front wheel turns just like that of a car. But at high speeds, the whole vehicle leans into the turn. This is closer to my vehicle, but still not right. I can't have my sleds falling over or leaning too far into a corner. The next vehicle setup is a little less typical. This is a Can-Am Spyder. It's a three-wheeled vehicle in which the rear wheel is powered and the front wheels provide the steering. This is remarkably similar to the layout and operation of a snow machine and is going to form the basis for my vehicles. In fact, this vehicle is manufactured by the same company that makes the Skidoo brand of snow machines. I can substitute the tread in the rear of the sled with a couple of inline wheels to provide power, and a couple of wheels placed where the skis are positioned would act as a steering mechanism. While I will be setting up my vehicle in this way to make it drivable, in order to make it look correct, all I need to do is hide the wheels, and it should look as though the mechanisms of the sled are functional. I set up a quick rig in 3ds Max and I bring it into the engine, start driving around. Lastly, I want to talk about my plan for the rider. The way I'm going to set up my vehicle is so that the player has control of the sled, and the rider is going to be nothing more than a marionette pinned to the sled. This should give the impression that the rider is the one in control, when in actuality, they're just being dragged along for the ride. Well, that does it. In the next video, I'll be taking a look at the process of modeling and also some gameplay design choices. That'll do it for this week, and as always, thanks for watching. If you're interested in following my journey, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any updates, and I'll see you in the next video.